The leaders of three prominent Christian denominations issued an unprecedented joint statement calling on people of all faiths to take action to halt the devastating impacts of climate change. The statement from Pope Francis, Archbishop of Canterbury Justin Welby and Orthodox Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew, who collectively minister to more than 1.5 billion Christian faithful, comes as the world's political leadership prepares for a major United Nations conference on climate change, 26 Colombian pesos, scheduled for early November in Scotland. September is celebrated by many Christians as the season of creation, an opportunity to pray and care for God's creation, the letter said. As world leaders prepare to meet in November at Glasgow to deliberate on the future of our planet, we pray for them and consider what choices we must all make. The statement by the clerics arrives on the heels of a major report from the United Nations climate science body that warned climate change is accelerating and is almost entirely driven by human activity. It also adds to a diverse chorus of people demanding bolder action on climate change, at a time when research shows that deep cuts must be made in fossil fuel use to avert the worst effects of climate change. On Monday, more than 200 of the world's leading medical and health journals issued an unusual joint statement calling climate change the biggest threat to public health, not the pandemic. Widespread floods, fires and droughts threaten entire continents, the clergy wrote in their statement last week. Sea levels rise, forcing whole communities to relocate, cyclones devastate entire regions, ruining lives and livelihoods. Water has become scarce and food supplies insecure, causing conflict and displacement for millions of people. The religious leaders also give special attention to the poor in the statement, who they note have made the least contribution to the greenhouse gas pollution that drives climate change but bear the most catastrophic consequences. We call on everyone, whatever their belief or worldview, to endeavour to listen to the cry of the earth and of people who are poor, examining their behaviour and pledging meaningful sacrifices for the sake of the earth which God has given us, the message said. In the United States, the world's largest historic emitter, Congress is currently considering the nation's most expansive climate proposal ever, a $3.5 trillion plan that Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, DN. Y. says would put the U.S. nearly on target to reach its 50% emissions reduction goal by 2030. Whether that legislation can pass could come down in part to a compromise between two prominent Catholic politicians, President Joe Biden, who views the plan as a centerpiece of his political legacy, and Senator Joe Manchin, a conservative Democrat from West Virginia who last week called for a strategic pause on the legislation in a Wall Street Journal opinion piece.